Hi, my name is David Lowe, and thank you for joining us on the CalCPA YouTube channel. Today, we'll be discussing the power of leveraging LinkedIn for your professional network. So I'll go ahead and introduce our speaker today, which is Eric Knott.
Hello, everybody. And David, thank you for having me. My name is Eric Knott. I am a professor of business over at Arizona State University. I teach our undergraduates and our MBAs, and I own an HR consulting firm based here in Arizona. I've been doing HR for about 25 years, and I'm out and about doing it all the time. So
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Eric.
Sure.
And I know in the previous video, you mentioned and alluded to how most people just treat LinkedIn as kind of an online resume. And there's probably 60 to 7% of LinkedIn that they're not fully utilizing. And I was wondering if you can expand on that, especially for a lot of the students out there who may be new to the LinkedIn profile or platform, I should say, and all they have is a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah. You know, a key part of LinkedIn is actually using the social media component. So one word of caution is just be mindful of what you're, kind of what you're liking and commenting on. This being a political season for us at the moment, there's a temptation. People are making political posts. LinkedIn is not Facebook, so not only are the expectations different, but I can also go back in your LinkedIn profile and see everything that you've commented on, everything that you've liked, you've thumbs up. Be careful about that on LinkedIn. Kind of a general guideline is you don't necessarily want to post anything or like something that somehow would be divisive. That's not the purpose of LinkedIn. LinkedIn's more professional, a little more sanitized. Facebook is for you to be a little more authentic and express opinions, etc.
Sure.
That said, so leveraging LinkedIn, it's more than just using it as a resume. So, for example, in the top left of your LinkedIn screen, so if everyone goes to their LinkedIn.com, the top left is a search bar. So if I had if there was a position that I really wanted, say with Samsung, I love Samsung. So with Samsung, they've got an HR manager, an HR director position that's open that I would really like. I apply for that HR director position on Samsung's website, but then I think to myself, oh, this job's a good fit. This is a really good fit. So you know what? Let me see if I can't somehow get myself seen for this position versus just being one of hundreds of people that apply for this job. So I would go into my LinkedIn profile. On the top left, there's a search bar, and I would type in Samsung. And before you press the magnifying glass, right, the search button, what'll automatically come in the dropdown is Samsung in jobs, Samsung in people, and then it'll start listing, Samsung organizations beneath that when you drop down. And it'll do the same for like Microsoft or any of the other, major companies with a LinkedIn presence. And so click on Samsung in people. And when you click on that, you'll see everybody in your first network and second network that have a tie to Samsung. And so really what you're looking for is in that list, I would scroll through and try to find somebody who's in talent acquisition, who's in recruiting, who's in HR, and see, oh, there's somebody that is in my network, likely my second network, right? So I don't know them personally, but I know somebody personally who knows them personally. And so what I'll end up doing is finding somebody who's a good contact with Samsung. And then with that, you can see your shared connections. When you click on shared connections, everybody that has that person in their first network and you in their first network will come up on those shared connections. Reach out to one of those people and do the, hey, David, hope everything's going okay. Hope all is well with the family. Wow, weathering this pandemic storm. By the way, I noticed that Sarah, who is a talent acquisition manager over at Samsung, and it looks like Samsung's got this awesome HR director position posted that I think I'd be great for. I've attached my resume to this email. Would you pass my resume along to Sarah and let her know of my interest? Thanks so much, David. Take care. One of these days we've got to grab coffee and catch up. All right, bye. And that's your in-mail. And what you can do in LinkedIn, we all know that you can see when I see that email. So if you sent me an email, you can see when I see it. And you can see if I open it, oh, there's an expectation there. So it's suddenly those like third grade schoolyard, kind of social pressures actually rear their ugly head in adulthood, right? Where it's this social pressure for you to pass along my resume. What I can't control is what you tell Sarah about me. So, but we know that in those circumstances, you will pass along my resume. But what we don't know is what you'll say about me. And so that pass along typically looks like, hey, Sarah, from you would be, hey, Sarah, hope all's going well. Hope that, the family's doing well during these, the pandemic. One of my colleagues reached out to me. Apparently you've got an HR director position open, and the colleague was interested in applying. Attached as their resume, give him some thought, whatever, insert opinion here, right? So he's got some great pedigree or great background, or I think he'd be an asset to your team. Take care. Love to catch up and do coffee sometime. Bye. The candidate just cut everybody in line. Everybody would love to have the recruiter for the company, or recruiting manager, an HR manager, see their resume. And with you personally passing it along to somebody who knows you, they're going to look at my resume. Yeah. I just cut everybody in line. That's how you use LinkedIn. And that's why about 80% of degreed professionals say they found their job through LinkedIn, through networking. That's how they're using it. And so a little bit of a different take. If you're just using it as a resume, as an online resume, you're using less than half of the functionality.
And it just goes to the power of connections. And it's tough to, especially in a large corporation or even large accounting firms like PwC or KPMG, they get thousands and thousands of resumes. And
yes.
how do you distinguish between 5,000 applicants that are coming through?
Your network, right? Your network. Yeah, you got it. We rely as professionals and certainly as executives. My most recent corporate role, before I went into academia and consulting, about 5 years ago, I was a CHRO for an international firm. I'm absolutely not going to blindly hire somebody. I want to know, I hire good people. I know they know good people. So I ask my folks, hey, we've got an HR generalist opening, or we have, 2 openings in finance or whatever. Who do we know? Who do you guys know? I mean, those are the types of solicitations that leaders send out to their team saying, hey, refer folks. And it's also a good indicator of culture. If people refer, if you have an active referral process, especially if there's not a financial incentive, it's a good indicator that people really do enjoy working here. So good stuff.
Great. Well, Eric, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Good luck, everybody.
We'll see you on the next video, guys. Thank you.